Good morning, dear all. Keep your videos on. Okay, right? Let's begin this Albert Einstein at School Snapshots lesson number 4. Let me tell you that regarded as the greatest physicist since Newton. And in the following lesson, we'll come to know, we'll understand how he, how the circumstances led this Einstein, suffer or get expulsion from the school. In what year Einstein asked his history teacher, did the Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo? I don't know, sir. When the history teacher asked in the class, any one of you may answer that did the Prussians defeated the French at Waterloo? The answer was, I don't know, sir. Why don't you know? You have been told it often enough. Many times you have been told. Why don't you know that this happened and at what place this happened? I must have forgotten. He was so straightforward in answering that I don't know, sir. And I might have forgotten. The teacher might have become furious at this answer. Did you ever try to learn? Asked Mr. Braun. No, sir, Albert replied with his usual unthinking honesty. Why not? I can't see any point in learning dates. His answer to his history teacher was, I can't see anything in learning dates. His answer was this. You can also ponder over this. When we learn, we have all learned so many things in history and related to dates and all. The person's answer, whom we know as the great scientist of the world, has said to his teacher that I can't see any point in learning dates. One can always look them up in a book. Mr. Braun was speechless for a few moments. You amaze me, Einstein, he said at last. Don't you realize that one can always look most things up in books? That applies to all the facts you learn at school. Yes, sir. Then I suppose you don't see any point in learning facts? Frankly, sir, I don't, said Albert. Then you don't believe in education at all. Oh, yes, sir, I do. I don't think learning facts is education. This is what we talk today also. That learning facts is not only education. Are we learning facts? Only facts? No. We are moving in a very pragmatic, practical way, right? And we are learning through Einstein the same thing. The first thing that you can underline in your lesson, he believed that there is nothing was there in learning facts, and moreover, he was more interested in doing practical things. Right now, the lesson elaborates and gives us an opportunity to look more into Einstein's ways. In that case, said the history teacher with heavy sarcasm, perhaps you'll be so kind to tell the class the Einstein's theory of education. Perhaps you would be kind enough if you could tell us your theory of education. Albert flushed. I think it's not facts that matter, but ideas. Now, it was very sarcastic from the teacher's side. It was not an open opportunity that come on the podium and speak. Dear students, keep your videos on, children. Okay, keep your videos on. All the students, right? Now, I think it's not facts that matter, but ideas, he said. I don't see the point in learning dates of battles or even which of the armies killed more men or who was victorious, who was triumphant, and who was the one who got defeated. I would be more interested in learning why those soldiers were trying to kill each other. That means I won't be interested in learning the dates of the battle, but I would be interested in the reason why the battle took place. What was the conflict? Conflict is the major cause of every disaster, whether it is at personal level, whether it is at professional level, whether it is at political level.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, beta. Please keep yourself muted. Okay. And when it is the query time or when we are discussing a questionnaire and all, then you can keep yourself unmuted and you can speak. So I hope I'm clear with this much of part, that how we have done the introduction of this lesson. Now you can unmute any one of you and can, yes, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Let's move. Let's move further. So Einstein was not interested in history and dates and all. Rather, he was interested in historical events in this way, that why this battle took place? What was the reason why men were interested in killing other men? What was that thing that was tempting them to kill humanity? So these were Einstein's views. That's enough. Mr. Braun's eyes were now cold and cruel. The teacher did not like his answers. We don't want any lecture from you, Einstein. You'll stay in for an extra period today. Although I don't imagine it will do much good to you, but you will be punished and you will have to take an extra period. And the teacher said, I don't think that this will do any good to you, this type of punishment, but you are a disgrace. You're a disgrace to our school. You're a disgrace to this institution. I don't know why you continue to come when you're not interested in attending the classes and learning things. It's not my wish, sir, Albert pointed out. Then you are an ungrateful boy and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I suggest you ask your father to take you away. Why don't you leave the school? Albert felt miserable when he left school, and that afternoon, not that it had been a bad day. Most of his days were bad now. Anyway, but because he had to go back to the hateful place the next morning, now school had become hateful for him. If a question comes, why the school has become hateful for him, why Albert did not like to go to school and this particular school, did he want to go to some other school? Did he want to study something else? This is his childhood. These are his childhood days that we are discussing. And he found his school hateful. He hated going to school early in the morning, and most days were bad now anyway, but because he had to go back to the hateful place the next morning, he only wished his father would take him away. But there was no point in even asking. No father would make the child come out of the school if he's sending him. So he knew that what the answer would be. He would have to stay until he had taken his diploma. Going back to his lodgings did not cheer him up. As we are taking our class 10th results, and then we are moving on to 11th and then 12th and 10 plus 2 system, and also they had grades and this diploma systems and all. So going back to his lodgings did not cheer him up. Now he was not happy going home also, coming to school also, maybe depressed inside. His father had so little money to spare that Albert had been found a room in one of the poorest quarters of Munich. He was living in very ordinary quarters. He did not mind the bad food and lack of comfort or even the dirt and squalor, but he hated the atmosphere of slum violence. Maybe there was a slum area nearby. His landlady beat her children regularly, and even every Saturday her husband came drunk and beat her. He was living in such an ambience that was quite depressing and surrounded by poverty. But at least you have a room of your own, which is more there than I can say, said Yuri when he called round in the evening. He had a friend named Yuri. Now Yuri used to come and settle his queries and settle his panicky situations and talk to him and relax him and give him some solace and relief from his through his discussions and all. So this was the second character that has been introduced in this excerpt, that is Yuri, that is Einstein's friend. And at least you can live among civilized human beings even if they are poor students, said Albert. They are not at all civilized, Yuri replied. Did you not hear that one of them was killed last week in a duel? And what happens to the one who killed him? Nothing, of course. He's even proud of it. So Yuri and Albert Einstein are discussing the situations in which they are living. Let me read again for you. You'll understand better. But at least you have a room of your own, which is more than I can say, said Yuri when he called round in the evening. At least you live among civilized human beings, even if they all are poor students, said Albert to Yuri. Now they are discussing about their own situations. Did you know, they are not at all civilized, Yuri replied. Where he was living, they were not civilized people. So did you not hear that one of them was killed last week in a duel? And what happens to one who killed him? Nothing, of course. He's even proud of it. His only worry is that the authorities have told him not to fight any more duels. He's upset about this because he hasn't a single scar on his face to wear for the rest of his life as a badge of honor. Ah, exclaimed Albert. And these are the students who are involved in fights and quarrels and such situations. Well, you'll be a student one day, said Yuri. You'll be a scholar one day. Don't worry. I doubt it, said Albert glumly. I don't think I'll ever pass the exams for the school diploma and move further and move into new arenas. So Albert was very doubtful about the situation. Is any one of you doubtful about yourself? I think you should be not. Once we are in the process of education, there must be no doubts. I learn this thing also from the lesson. At times, the situations will be very harsh in the process of education also. You will face many problems. Sometimes you will not understand at daily basis, or even in short run or long run, there will be challenges. But one who will overcome them even at any stage or at any point, he will be the victorious one in the learning realms of learning, you can say. So I don't think I'll ever pass the exams for the school diploma. If this line of Einstein had been true, today this lesson would have not been in front of our eyes. Do you agree to this? Okay. He told the cousin Elsa the same next time she came to Munich. Normally she lived in Berlin, where her father had a business. I'm sure you could learn enough to pass the exams, Albert, if you tried, she said. I know lots of boys who are much more stupid than you are who get through. There are many stupid boys who clear the exams and cover up their study part and move ahead. They say you don't have to know anything, you don't have to understand that you are taught, you just be able to repeat it in the exams. So the cousin also guides now Albert that my friends, they say you don't have to do anything, you just have to repeat what you have done. So again the point has come that are exams a test of only memory? We conduct debates for the students on the exams and the present scenario of education. If you might have heard of debate competitions held in your school or outside school, you might have heard of such topics, very debatable topics. So here also the same thing is being discussed, has been discussed by the cousin, that you don't have to do anything. What you have to do is have to repeat the things, right? So now, is it so, dear students, that we have to repeat the things in exams? Yes? Kevin, Samriddhi, Noel, Mehak, videos on, children. I should not repeat this thing again and again. Your videos must be on, dear all. Yes. Keep your audios off and videos on, and the one who wishes to speak can speak. Do you think that we are just mugging up the things and learning the things and then repeating them? Or we have been doing only this much? No, certainly not. Even our system is not that. If at the surface level, if you see, you may say yes, but it is not like that, right? So the things have changed. The things have changed a lot in these decades. Much change is required, but still we are moving on the right path when so many changes are taking place in our systems also. And the times of pandemic have taught us new lessons to be more self-reliant, to be more independent, to be more confident, and very importantly, to do the things and introspect, to do the things on our own, right? Now, you don't need to be good at it. Anyone can learn like a parrot. You just don't try. And yet, I always see you with a book under your arm, added Elsa. Now, the sister is discussing. You always carry a book, but you say exams are not good and you're not liking them and all. What is the one you are reading? But I always find you reading books, a book on geology. Rocks and things, geology, rocks and things, earth science. Do you learn that? No. We have hardly any science at school. Then why are you studying it? Because I like it. Because I like it. The point of introspection, what I like and what I don't like. When you choose your careers and professions, you must like them. You must have interest in them. You might have been taught. Select the subjects that you like. Go for the streams the way you are interested in. So I don't like and I like. So he has already introspected that he likes all these rocks and things and geology and all, right? You cannot make someone love physics who loves any other particularly subject, say for political science or geography and all, and he may love both. It is his own interest whether he loves both or whether he loves one. So like that, whether he's interested in geography or whether he's interested in history, or whether he's interested like me in English, or whether he's interested like you in any other subject. So Einstein's interest geology, and because I like it, isn't that a good enough reason? Elsa sighed. You're right, of course, Albert, she said, but it won't help you in your diploma. It won't help you. Reading these extra books won't help you. Now I hope you have understood. You will not agree with Elsa today when you're sitting in your own classroom that reading books will not help us in our learnings. In fact, we can learn from anywhere, everywhere. The only condition is this, that we are a flexible mind open to learning. Right? Yes. So, and today the ways of learning have changed with the advent of technology. You learn so many things through videos. Today you and me are connected and your teachers are connected through virtual platforms. We had never thought of this. We had never thought, but today this is taking place. Yes, it has become part and parcel of our lives. So Elsa sighed, and that was a sigh of tension. That was not a sigh of relief, or maybe that was a sigh which was sarcastic. So, you're right, of course, Albert, she said, but it won't help you with your diploma. Apart from books on science, his only comfort was music, and he played his violin regularly until his landlady asked him to stop. People don't understand what music you are interested in, and they'll always find it difficult to bear your music and all. But music, as per Einstein's message here, or the lesson that is giving us the message that music can give you innumerable, you cannot count that blessing that music gives you. You all are fond of different types of music, listenings and composing and creating and singing and all. So what your views, they match as a student's view, who was the greatest student of the world, greatest scholar of this world that Almighty has gifted to the world, was Einstein, and his views also match our views. He was interested in playing violin. You people play guitars and synthesizers and so many other musical instruments. Yes, so but it won't help you in your diploma. And apart from books, he was interested in music, and that wailing gets on my nerves, she said. But the landlady did not like. There's enough noise in this house with all the kids howling. Albert was tempted to point out that most of the time it was she who made them howl, but he decided it was better to say nothing. So the ambience where he was living was also quite depressing or disturbing, you can say. He was not able to concentrate. Right? I must get away from here, he told Yuri. After 6 months alone in Munich, it is absurd that I should go on like this. In the end, it will turn out I have been wasting my father's money and everyone's time. And I must leave this place, school, and I must go further. But where will you go? What will you do? You have not finished your grade. You have not finished your diploma. You have not taken your exams. If I go to Milan, I'm afraid my father will send me back. I don't know where will I go, unless his eyes gleamed with a sudden idea. Yuri, do you know any friendly doctors? Do you have doctors? They'll give me a certificate I'm not well and so thing, and then I'll get a leave of 6 months. And if I'll not be able to settle, I'll come back. So this was his plan, right? And moreover, I know a lot of medical students and some of them are friendly, said Yuri. Doctor, no, I've never had enough money to go to one. Why? Suppose, said Albert, that I had a nervous breakdown, and suppose a doctor would say it is bad for me to go to school and I need to get the right way from it. So will your doctor friend help me out in giving me such certificate? Now Yuri was in a fix. I can't imagine a doctor saying that, said Yuri. I must try, said Albert, to find a doctor who specializes in nerves. And then he'll give me a certificate or something like that in a written health document that will speak that I'm not well. And then I'll plan to leave from here. So, dear students, we have done this much of part today. We'll be continuing this lesson tomorrow, probably. If you have any queries, you can ask. And if you feel that, yes, the messages that are being delivered, 2, 3, somewhere are going, pouring onto us and unto us. So that yes, music is important in life. And education is not just learning facts. The gist of the intro part I'm talking, that yes, so that yes and no must come in your mind when we are reading the lessons. That yes no must go on. Whether we are responding by speaking or not, we must respond by at least understanding and listening. Though you will not interact with me that way, but you will interact with yourself. Yes, education is not just learning facts and ideas, it is creating ideas. It is more of creativity, irrespective of any field you are. That was Einstein's creativity, highly creative, intelligent mind that gave the world the theory of relativity and many other theories. Till date, you cannot deny the importance of those learnings and things that he gave to the world, right? So we'll continue, right? This is Aditya, Akshi, Gagandeep, Gaurav, Kevin, Lakshita, Mehak, Manish, Nishchal, Noel, Piyush, Samriddhi, Somil. Okay. God bless you, dear students. Thank you.